a moment when you stand on the edge, physically, mentally, spiritually. You feel your body begging for release, your mind screaming for it to end. That's the moment when Marina Abramovic whispered to herself, "I'm ready to die." Let me take you back to the scene. The air was thick with anticipation, a charged energy buzzing through the gallery as Marina sat still, waiting. She had laid out 72 objects, some innocent, others sinister, and invited the audience to do whatever they wanted to her. Anything. The rules were simple. No words, no resistance. Only action. At first, it was quiet. Cautious. A few light touches, a brush of the hand. But as time passed, the atmosphere shifted. The visitors grew bolder, darker. A knife was drawn. A rose was pierced. Blood began to drip from her skin. Each cut, each tear in her flesh was like an unspoken scream, echoing through the room. But she didn't move. Not a single twitch. This wasn't just art. It was surrender. It was trust. It was human nature, laid bare in all its beauty. And all its cruelty. As the hours dragged on, Marina's body became a canvas of torment, physical and emotional. Some offered kindness, a soothing touch, while others had a darker vision. One person aimed a loaded gun at her. They pressed it against her chest. Time stopped. In that second, Abramovic felt the cold kiss of death itself. And still, she didn't flinch. So, what drove her to that point? What made her so willing to give herself to the mercy of the crowd, knowing full well that they could destroy her? The answer lies deep within her. Marina Abramovic has always been a boundary breaker. Performance art, for her, isn't about mere expression, it's about endurance. Pushing the body and mind to the brink, stripping away every layer of comfort and control until there's nothing left but raw vulnerability. But even for Abramovic, this performance, Rhythm Zero, was a step into the unknown. She trained relentlessly for months, preparing her body for what was to come. Meditation, fasting, physical conditioning. But there was something no amount of training could prepare her for, the darkness in human nature. In those final hours, as the crowd's actions became more violent, more desperate, she felt her strength slipping away. The weight of their intentions bore down on her, each breath heavier than the last. And then, she reached her breaking point. "I'm ready to die," she thought. This was not a metaphor. Her body had been pushed beyond its limits. The line between art and survival blurred in a way even she had not anticipated. For a moment, Abramovic teetered on the edge of existence, ready to let go. But she didn't. When the 6-hour performance came to an end, she stood up, battered and bloodied, and walked towards the crowd. A wave of silence washed over the room. The audience, faced with the woman they had tormented, couldn't meet her gaze. They scattered, avoiding her as if they had been the ones exposed. This was the power of Marina Abramovic's art. She held up a mirror to society, forcing us to confront the extremes of human behavior. What we do when there are no consequences. How far we'll go when we believe no one's watching. And the result was terrifying. Marina Abramovic may have walked away that day, but the scars, both physical and emotional, will last a lifetime. And yet, even now, she speaks of that moment not with regret, but with pride. She survived. She transcended. And through her, we saw a glimpse of what it truly means to push beyond the boundaries of fear. So why did she do it? What drives an artist to risk everything, life, limb, and sanity, for the sake of their craft? For Abramovic, it's simple. It's about liberation. About shaking off the chains of what is comfortable and safe and stepping into the unknown. It's about staring fear in the face, and daring it to break you. And that's the magic of her art. It doesn't just make you think. It makes you feel. It makes you question the very essence of what it means to be human. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into Marina Abramovic's world. If this story left you with chills, let me know in the comments below. And if you're new here, don't forget to check out my other videos on boundary pushing art and the human experience.